Masechet Zevahim Daf Ayin Zayin Amud Aleph, 9 lines from the bottom. Matnitin de lo ki haitana. Our Mishnah is not according to this other Tanakh. The Tanya Bata says, Amar Rabbi Yehuda lo nahaku Rabbi la'azer v'chachamim al evrei hatat shenita'avu ba'evrei ola shikarvu. Shikru. They don't argue regarding a korban hatat animal limbs that got mixed with the limbs of a korban olah. They agree that they both could be offered. But if they have an advash lo yikruvu, or they argue regarding they do agree regarding an animal that was sodomized or was sodomized a person and was sodomized that it definitely cannot be a brought on. Amman halku what did they agree on? Al ivare olah temima sheta'arvu be'ivare ba'alad mum. They're arguing on the limbs of an olah that did not have a mum. It became mixed with the limbs of an olah that did have a mum. Should be because the Ezra says they should be offered. Because why? Whatever is above it, whatever is not needed, whatever is not supposed to be there, I'll view it just as fuel. But when Hamim say they don't offer it. How come an animal that's involved in sodomy, why would it be different? Because they're not kasher with korban. If that's the case, Balub Nami lo hazis. A mum animal also is a sword. Mar says Amarav Huna Bidukin Shiba'ain. It's not a case, not a regular type of mum. It's a minor mum. We had this concept before. A mum of the eye, like a cataract. So according this is according to Rabbi Akiva that holds that this type of mum is not a major mum, and therefore if this type of korban goes up, you don't take it down. So Imar Rabbi Akiva, the Avad, that only applies if you already put it up. The Hatkila mi Amar, but who says you could put this animal with this type of move on the Hatkila? Gemara says, Amar Papa, Achmas, was talking about. Given Shalu, Agabe Akiva, she already gone up the ramp. So if I want to put Rabbi Akiva, you could bring it up all the way. The Gemara says, Yachi, I feel by. If that's the case, then they're able to burn on the ramp. Why have to bring it up? Even without being mixed. Gemara says, Allah Tamed Rabbi Azir, the reason is, Me'ait Rahmana Mumbam. Pasuk excluded mum animal by saying a mum is with it. Hud lo yerasu. Over there, the mum animal cannot be brought. Ha'aylet harovat yerasu, but they could be brought if it's mixed. But Rabbanan Rahmim mum bam would do that pasuk. Hud lo yerasu. Over there, you can't bring it. Ha'avar mum yerasu. But if the mum would heal, then they can be accepted. Gemara says, Rabbi Azir, mi bam bahim. There's the pasuk said twice. Rabbanan would do that pasuk. Bam bahim, no doubt we don't learn it that way. The Gemara says, Yachi, if that's the case, if the Ezra is saying the Braita, they can look at the limbs as if it's just the fuel. Why? The Torah allows it to be burnt. The Gemara says, the Rim Kama no. The Ezra is answering to Hachamim's response. According to me, according to your opinion at least, you should agree with me that the meat of the mum animal should be considered like firewood, like fuel. Meat dahaba بصراحة just like the meat of a korban hatat that can be considered firewood when you're burning it with a mixed and olah. Rabbanan don't agree. Hacha me'izi, in the case of the mum, that it's considered aib, it's considered offensive, it's considered disgusting there because it's pazu. Hatan me'izi, in the case of mixing with another korban like hatat, the hatat's not considered me'is, it's not ma'us, it's not disgusting. It's not the korban, we're just not sure which one's which. That's why. Okay, new Mishnah. Evarei be'evarei ma'alei mumim. If the limbs of a korban olah got mixed with the limbs of a olah that kind of mum, Rabbi Ezra says, Im karav rosh ehad mehen. If the head of one of them was brought, yikrevu kol harashin, all the heads could be brought. Kiraim shalacha mehen. If one of the legs was offered, yikrevu kol harayim, all the legs are able to be offered. But Hamim say, afilu karavu kulam chutz me'ehad mehen. Even if all the korban are brought except for one, yetzedav zevah has to be burnt. Marli Ezra says, Lo chshir Rabbi Eliezer el shnaim shnaim. The only time you allow the heads is if it's two at a time. Had no, but not one at a time. Because two is allowed because one of them is mixed in, but one at a time may not be mixed. Gemara says, seemingly we said that if all of them are brought, except for one, it's kasher, it's pasul. Sounds like Rabbi holds one. Gemara says no. When it says one, according to the other, means a pair. One pair. Okay. Dam shmit areb mine. Regarding blood that got mixed with water, im yesh bo marit dam kasher. If it has the look of blood, it's kasher. If the blood became mixed with wine, you look at it as if it's water. Meaning if if the red of the wine changes the color of what was given to it by the mixture. So therefore, if the blood got mixed, you make believe it was water. And therefore, if the amount of blood would have changed the appearance, then it's not nullified by the wine, it can be still be used. If it's too small, that the mixture would not have changed it, then it's not kasher for zirika. اتعرض بدم بهما أو بدم حياة. If the blood became mixed with the blood of a non-hegdesh animal or a non-hegdesh undomesticated animal, we also view it as if it's just water. And therefore, again, it depends how much it is. We then remember it says, "En dam dam." No, one blood does not nullify the other, and therefore it's kasher. Netareb b'dam psul. Let's say that blood of the kasher korban got mixed with the blood of a pasul korban. Yishafech la'ama. You should pour all of it down into the sewer system of the Bet Hamikdash. B'dam hamzir. If it mixed with the draining blood, the blood that's the draining blood, meaning the non-life blood. Right? We mentioned prior in the Masechet that you need the life blood of that spurts out when you slaughter. So the rest of the blood inside is considered draining blood. So if you mix with that, you should you also pour it towards the sewer system. Because in Machshir says kasher, if he did not ask and he already did it, kasher is kasher. I mean, if he did it already. Only time it applies is when water fell into the blood. Um, because the blood is still recognizable. However, when I fell down, but if the blood fell into the water a little bit at a time, every drop of blood as it falls in becomes batel, and therefore it can't be used. Amar Papa, Uliyan Kisui Enukim. Regarding the mitzvah of covering the blood of a slaughtered bird, that's not the case. You don't hold that. Meaning, so the halacha is you have a slaughter, if you slaughter a kosher bird, I actually just did it for the first time the week before Yom Kippur. Someone came to the shul to YDE to show the kids how to do kaparot, and then he slaughtered it. Straight up, like, turned around and slaughtered it. Thank God the kids couldn't see. And I was actually able to do it. It was a surreal experience for me. I never did it before. So he's inside to cover it with dirt. So if the blood became mixed with water over there, you still have to cover it, even um, if the blood fell into the water gradually, you're still chayav. Because that mitzvah of covering the blood is not pushed off, and therefore you're still chayav.